Hey, 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 what is going on, IK Familia? It is your boy BN, aka Mr. Kingdom Builder, and today we are back again giving you that quality IK goodness. We are going to be touching on two new updates that have just been recently announced on the official IK Facebook. And one is in regards to KvK / Legion of Frostborn, and the other one is kind of a quality of life addition to something that we have already been susceptible to for a very long time. And it is interesting because I do want to talk about the possible advanced implications of it as well, because I actually think it's a very creative and unique idea. Now, before we dive in, as always, make sure you guys sub, like, ring that notification bell, and of course, if you want to join and be a part of our conversation, you can head to our Discord, which you'll find in the pinned comment / description below. All right, so what are we talking about? Let's start first with a light appetizer before we get into the main course. Okay, now, to take a look, we have two updates here, right? We have this one, and then we have this one. We're going to touch on the login rewards first, because I think this is a very, at least unique thing that they could build off of. And I will explain why I do like it, but let's read it first. So it says, in 1.8, there will be new login rewards. By logging in for 300 days total, or 200 days in a row, you can get a corresponding new commemorative avatar frame. If you've already reached these number of login days, either cumulatively or in a row, you can get that wonderful gift by logging in after the update. Remember to check back in Norheim often. There are so many surprises waiting for you. So, first off, this is just more of kind of icing on the cake, right? Kind of quality of life where they're just adding on something for your continued, right, support, loyalty, contribution. Now, I do like this. Even though, again, right, I'm always a fan. There are a lot of players out there who enjoy the cosmetic aspect, right? If you look at something like League of Legends, a lot of people buy a lot of skins. You look at a game like Fortnite, people love buying skins, right? So I think kind of pulling on that string for their IAPs, I think, is great, right, as far as on the spending side. I think the fact that they're giving, and they do this very often in Seasons 2 as well, right? They'll provide you with these types of frames that you can use when you're posting in a world chat, you're sending a DM to someone, right? Again, I like that. One of the things that immediately came to mind after I saw this was, well, why not provide rewards for people that have consecutive login days, right? And then also accumulative days. So they can have it be milestones, right? Kind of almost like they do ruins, right? Maybe they'll throw some philo stones in there or something else. Just an idea, because it gives people more of an incentive, not only to log in every day, but to play longer, right? Like, you know that now you will work your way up to getting certain tier rewards, right? And you can do it where every 30 days you get a reward. Because, again, you get daily rewards, right, from just logging in every day. If you look at something like a VIP, right, the chest that you get, the daily deal chest, right? So there are some things you do get. But it would be cool if they did something like that, because I don't know another Kingdom Builder that is doing anything like that. So just an idea I had. I'd love to know what you guys think about that. Let me know in the comments below. And, of course, even if you think a certain system could be applied, like, do you think every 30 days, maybe every 15 days, every 2 months, what kind of rewards do you think? Let me know down there. Okay, the second thing we're going to talk about now is Legion of Frostborn / KvK. So this update is one that I think many had been asking for, something I actually had written down in my LOF / KvK suggestion notes, and we will be coming out with that video as well later. But essentially what we have here is that there's a new limitation, cities and checkpoints in Frozen Realm. The limitations: when attacking, at least one grid occupied by the target city or checkpoint must be within range of the thermal tower of your alliance or friendly alliances, otherwise you cannot dispatch troops to attack the city or checkpoint. Contested: if no grids occupied by the target city or checkpoint are within range of the thermal towers of your alliance or friendly alliances, you cannot dispatch troops to attack the city or checkpoint. If you already have troops marching to garrison the city or checkpoint, these troops will return immediately upon arrival. However, troops already garrisoned in the wall or districts of the city or checkpoint will not be recalled due to loss of thermal tower range. This is key. After occupation, already occupied cities and checkpoints will not be lost even if they fall outside the thermal tower range of your alliance or friendly alliances. So what does this mean? In short, you now have to connect your thermal towers to cities before you can siege them. So now, and I want to point this out, I think this is a great update, right? This is something that is universally recognized. It also now gives thermal towers more value than what they previously had, because now you can actually, now there's more of a reason to go and dismantle, connect thermal towers to cities, because you actually, that's the prerequisite. You have to connect it to the city before you can siege it, right? Or if you are blocking someone from sieging the city, right, you can sit there and just block their thermal towers all day, and they'll never be able to attack the city, right? They can still attack you, the players that are sieging the city, right? So doing things like counter sieges can still be done. But if they lose the city, right, then essentially what will happen is that, apologies for my lovely animal, is that you will then need to rebuild your thermal towers in order to reconnect and then essentially re-siege the city. So this is something that I think is a great, healthy addition to Legion of Frostborn, and just makes a lot of sense to me as well, right? I hope players will really enjoy this aspect, even though previously, right, thermal towers, again, just kind of talking about vision, that was for the most part, right, a lot of what you would get is you would get the vision of being able to vision and defrosting, right? So you defrost the area from the vision that's granted, allowing for you to gather at the higher/normal rate that you usually would if you were in Norheim, right, outside of a non-controlled district. And then you would also have the ability to see your opponents earlier and in a wider range than they can see you, right? Especially if they're not close enough within their individual city range, if they do not have vision or thermal tower control within the area that they're in. So I love this addition. I do think it is something that is going to improve KvK and LOF overall, as now there will be, hopefully, right, more kind of tactics and strategies that are used revolving around thermal towers, right? Maybe different angles and areas that you would connect, maybe scouting so you can kind of find an optimal one that wouldn't necessarily be seen early on by your opponents, right? So again, I think there's going to be, maybe doing like quick builds might be a thing now, where you might end up, for example, doing things where you'll have like 2 or 3 or 2 to 4 towers on hand, and you'll just do like a quick build, right? If you're trying to build the towers fast enough to get to the city, so you can do the quick siege, right? To try and kind of go in under the radar. I think there's just going to be different ways to play it out. But even on this one, let me know what you guys think, right, in those comments below. What do you think about these new additions, right? Do you like the fact that now you're going to have to connect in order to siege, or even if you lose out and the only thing you can do is defend, right? If you lose the city, you now have to reconnect in order to try and take it back. I'd love to know what you guys are thinking in those comments below. That is it for me. Until next time, as always, we will catch y'all later.